So when you are dealing with decimals, guys, in a way you kind of just forget about the decimal. You're not working on your homework anymore, so put those away. You kind of forget about the decimal. You do your multiplication, and then you count your decimal places to the right, move it back in to the left, and that is your answer. Now, these two are area models. Again, remember, we do try to show you a couple different versions of strategies to use. I'm not a huge fan of area models, but I also want to try to be as fair as possible to you guys and make sure that everybody has every possible strategy that is available. So this is an area model. So the first example right here is 2 7/10 times 1 and 4/10. Does anybody know how an area model works? You guys should have seen this last year, a little bit.
The area model is like a box, and you have, for an example, 20, 23, 40, 42, and then you multiply it across and down.
Right. So essentially it breaks it up by like place values. So like if you're doing 1.4, you have 1 here and 0.4 here. And then you have 2 here and 0.7 here. And you multiply these two together. So this 2 is actually 2 times 1. And 2 times 1 equals what? 2 equals 2. All right, then for this 0.8, you did 2 times 0.4, which gives you 0.8. Then for the 0.7, what two numbers are we multiplying together to get 0.7? Silas? So 1 times 0.7, and that gives you 0.7. And then for the 0.28, what did they multiply together? For the 0.28, what did they multiply together?
0.4 and 0.7.
Right, so this is 0.4 times 0.7. Then what you do with all of these numbers is you're going to add them up. So you're going to do 2 plus 0.8 plus 0.7 plus 0.28 plus 2. All right, when you have that added up, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what your answer is. So again, once you have this added up, please give me a thumbs up so I know I can move on. I'm a little concerned as the lack of thumbs up or the lack of ability to add decimals. Like I don't know what it is. So if you're done, please stand up. Definitely not the amount of thumbs I said I had. Guys, why do you think I do that? Like why do you think I'm like, hey, put your thumb up when you're finished? Silas?
To get us moving and see if they're done so we can.
Mainly to see if you're done so that we can move on, right? I don't want to go too fast. By you giving me a thumbs up or you standing up, that allows me to know, okay, cool, I can move on, everybody's ready. All right, have a seat. What did you get when you did 2 plus 0.8 plus 0.7 plus 0.28? What did we get, Christian? 3 and 78 hundredths. All right, so that's area model for you. We're going to do this one without the area model. We're just going to do straight up multiplication. So this one, put our answer here. We have 2.5 times 0.5. All right, so go ahead, don't worry about the decimals. If nothing else, just do your multiplication. So just do 25 times 5. Okay, do that now, stand up when you're finished.
The librarian said that if we're gonna get like the books that we're starting off with, and if we already have 2 books in our account, we need to check them out. Can I go check them out?
While I'm taking the multiplication, I realized
You realize what?
How to remember how to multiply decimals again.
And this, again, this isn't new. This is just a refresher for us. It comes back. It's just been how long since you've used it? Probably a hot minute. All right. So when we do 5 times 5, what do I get? 5 times 5, what do I get? Sincere. All right, what do I get when I do 5 times 2? Angel.
2.
Plus 2? 12. All right, so technically I have 2 place values to the right, so I'm going to take my decimal, move it 1, 2 to the inside, and my answer for this one is 1 and 25 hundredths. All right, 2 examples, 2 strategies. You are not going to see another area model from me. I despise area models. I'm like, that is so much work, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
However, if area model is what you want to do because it makes more sense to you, I have no problem with that. Okay? That is 100% a preference of your own. But again, you will not see me do another area model. All right, let's go down here to our notes. So multiply the digits as usual. Ignore the decimal points. All right, go ahead and highlight that. There is no need to line up the decimals. This is really, really, really important. We do not line up our decimals at all when we are multiplying. The product will have the same number of digits to the right of, which is behind the decimal, as the I don't even know how to say that, and the multiplier combined. So what this is saying is you're going to count your decimal places to the right and you're going to add it in. Okay, that's essentially what that is saying. Now, we're going to do a lot of highlighting our decimal places so it becomes more visible to us. All right, so this one, it says determine how many digits will be behind the decimal in the solution. We're not solving these. We're just counting the decimals to the right. So in 46 and 7/10, we have how many decimal points to the right? Zach?
3.
No. How many did I highlight right there? Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. So on this one, the first one, there's only one highlight in 46.7, right? So there's 1 decimal there. 16, are there any decimal place values to the right? No. So for that first one, it's just 1 digit. Okay, looking at the next one. We have 1 and 58 hundredths. Raise your hand and tell me how many decimal places are to the right of that. How many decimal places are to the right of 1 and 58 hundredths? Isaac, 2. So I have 1, 2. All right, what about 23 hundredths? How many decimal places do I have to the right in 23 hundredths? Alex? 2. So all together, guys, in this one, how many decimal places do we have? If this one has 2 and that one has 2, how many decimal places do we have to the right in both of these numbers, not just one? Gabe? All right, I want you guys to do 3 and 4 on your own. Stand up when you're done. All right, so for number 3, how many decimal places do we have in the first number? Drake? 2. All right, what about in the second number? Angel? No. 0. So all together, if we have 2 here, then we have 2 digits. And then the last one, number 4, how many decimal places do we have in the first number? Silas? 1. And then how many digits do we have in the second number? Blake? 2. So all together in that one, we have 3 digits. Now, guys, why is it important for you guys to know the number of digits to the right all together, not just in one number or the other? Zach?
Because they find decimal values.
Right, because we're going to take all of those decimal places and move our decimal back into our answer when we're done multiplying. So it's very important that you understand that. Again, we're going to be highlighting a ton today when it comes to decimal places, just so you guys start getting used to seeing that. All right. So we can use estimation to check for reasonableness. It's a real word, I promise. What it means is if we're looking at our answer and if we multiplied 1 and 9/10 times 6, your answer would be 11 and 4/10. We would not say that our answer is going to be 20 something because it's almost 2 times 6, and that's what they're talking about here. So we round up, or we use rounding to the nearest whole number to help us estimate. So is 12 close to 11 and 4/10? Pretty close. All right. So for the next one, number 6, we have 94 hundredths times 5. They're saying it's 4 and 7 hundredths, or 70 hundredths or 7/10, doesn't matter. So what would we round 94 hundredths to if we're going to the nearest whole number? Kira? 1. So then I would do 1 times 5 gives me 5. Is 5 close to 4 and 7/10?
Yep.
It's pretty close, right? Okay. All right, what about the next one? So we have 5 and 7/10 times 11. So that's saying that it's going to be 62 and 7/10 is the exact answer, but I can't even talk, Lord. What would we round 5 and 7/10 to? DK?
We rounded it to 6.
Okay. And then we would do 11 times 6, which gives us 66, which is fairly close. It's a little bit further than the other two, but it's still fairly close. All right, so just thinking, you can also use estimation to help you with certain numbers in multiplying decimals. All right, slide up to the top of the next blank right side. So we're going to practice multiplying using just the straight up algorithm, which is just multiplication and then moving our decimal back in. This grid, how many of you guys are kind of sloppy? Okay, this grid is going to hopefully help you stay a little bit neater on our notes, okay? All right, so I'm going to put in here 6.8 times 3. All right, I'm going to highlight that spot right there. Why did I highlight 8? Answer.
Because it's a digit to the right of the decimal.
Right, and we're gonna need that in our answer, right? All right, so at this point, I just want you to multiply 68 times 3. I don't want you to look at the decimal. I just want you to multiply 68 times 3. Stand up when you have your answer. Make sure you're working and not doing anything else right now. Bless you. All right, have a seat. What is 8 times 3? Raise your hand. What is 8 times 3? Drake.
24.
Okay, so I put my 4 here. I carry my 2 over here. What is 8 times 6? Samantha. 18 plus 2? 20. All right, so now it's important that we know we have one decimal here, right? So I'm going to take my decimal, I'm going to put it out here. I'm going to move it 1 time to there. That tells me my answer is going to be 20 and 4/10. So please draw, make it look like an arrow. Okay? So decimal starts on the outside. Why did we only move it 1 time? Why did we only move it 1 time? Kira?
Because we only have one number next to it.
On the right or the left? Right. Okay. It's just getting worse. I should just leave it alone. All right, so doing the same thing over here. So we have 15 times 7/10. Please tell me, how many numbers am I coloring or highlighting that are to the right of the decimal? How many numbers? DK? 1. Okay. All right, go ahead and do your multiplication of 15 times 7/10 and stand up when you have your answer. If you feel confident, move your decimal back in. If you don't, that is fine. All right, have a seat. What is 5 times 7? It's 5 times 7. Gracie. So I put my 5 here, carry my 3. What is 7 times 1? Gabe? Plus 3? 10. All right, so then I have my decimal on the outside. I'm moving it 1 time to the left, and my answer is going to be 10 and a half. All right, last one. How many decimal places are we going to highlight?
2.
Gonna do 2. All right, from here, go ahead, answer the question, or do your multiplication, and then if you feel confident, you can put your decimal back in. When you're finished, stand up for me. Oh, we gotta go, y'all.
Let's go.